Okay, we are going to get started with our first drawing that you are going to complete in Google Sketchup for schools. So to begin with, as we've shown you before, we are going to start in a Google window. So you've gone in through Class Link and you should have created a bookmark in prior session. So we'll go ahead and open that bookmark, Sketchup for Schools. If you are asked to log in, you will just go ahead and use your school email number again, your school email, um, and then we should be able to start new. So we are going to create a new file. But before we get started, here's what we're going to try and make. We're going to create a bathroom that is 8 feet wide by 7 feet high, and we're going to add the toilet, otherwise known as a water closet in the architectural world, a sink, a vanity, or sometimes we call it a countertop. We'll create a linen closet, a bathtub. We're going to put in a door. We'll put in a window, and then we'll put dimensions all the way around. That's where we're going to go. We're going to try and do this in a couple different videos so you can watch a little bit, work a little bit, and then get some sense of accomplishment going along. So we'll start out with, we'll create new, and we want to do a simple template feet and inches. And we get to see this guy again. We don't really need him in our drawing, so let's click on him and hit the backspace bar, and we'll get rid of him. As we mentioned in our intro, everything we do should be in the 2D mode. So let's go to the scenes button on the right-hand side. Click on that and let's navigate ourselves to the top view. So we are kind of a top-down type of thing. If you remember our tools for panning, moving your image on the screen, hold your shift button down, hold your middle mouse button down, and you drag that. We're going to draw basically in this area right here. Okay, first thing we want to do is create the outline for our room. So we know that our bathroom is going to be 8 feet by 7 feet. So let's go ahead and use the rectangle tool. And if you don't have that selected, it's about the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about the 6th tool down on the menu bar. And if you hit the arrow, you'll notice there are several tools. We want the one that looks like a rectangle. I always like to start at the origin. Here is our y-axis, here is our x-axis. If you just click there, release it, and move your mouse up and to the right, that'll start drawing a rectangle. Now, I don't want to have to try and guess this and get it right, but we can go down to this area. Look where my mouse is at, right down here. See this little dimensions box? Okay. In that dimensions box, I'm going to move my mouse back up here. But what happens when I key in 8 feet, comma, 7 feet? We are making a rectangle that's 8 feet by 7 feet. Hit enter on your keyboard and you've got an 8 foot by 7 foot rectangle. All right. Now, we're going to take this a step further than what we did our sketches that we did by hand in our engineering notebooks. We're going to add thickness to our wall. And typically inside of a house, the walls are made out of what we call a 2x4. So we are going to make 4-inch thick walls. To do so, let's come over here. We're going to use the push-pull menu, but again, hit the arrow on the push-pull menu. And that's going to get us out here. We want the offset tool. So click on offset. We're going to offset this rectangle. So you can just click anywhere in there and then start moving your mouse so that that gets bigger. Okay. We said we wanted 4-inch walls. So if you look down at the lower right again, right down here, that's our input box. So let's move our mouse. We're going out again. We want a 4-inch wall. So 4, and then our quotation marks gives us 4 inches. And you can hit enter on your keyboard, and you've got a room that is 8 feet by 7 feet with 4-inch thick walls. So the 8 and 7 are the inside dimensions. Okay, we want to do one more step in this phase. We want to put in an opening for our door. But Where do we want the door to be? We can't just randomly place that, because when the carpenter comes along and they want to cut an opening for the door, they want to know exactly where do I put that opening. There's a tool inside of SketchUp that makes this pretty easy. Okay, and that is the tape measure tool. So I'm going to click on the tape measure tool, and I'm going to start right down here because my door opening is going to go right there. Okay, I'm going to click on this bottom inside wall of my room. That's my starting spot. I want to measure up 20 inches because I want my door 20 inches from this wall. So I click there, move up. Remember our input box in the lower right hand corner right now, it says 1'4". Well, we want that to be 20 inches, so we can just simply key in 20 and the quote mark or inches, hit enter. We've got a guideline to work from. In our bathroom, we're going to put in a 30-inch, or otherwise known as a 2-foot 6-inch door. So we're going to use another guideline. So we'll click on that first guideline that we created, click on the guideline, move our mouse up, and we're going to use 2 feet space 6 inches. Okay. Notice in my lower right hand corner it says length 2 feet 6 inches. Hit enter. There's my 2-foot 6-inch opening. That's where my door is going to go. If I want to turn that tool off, I can go ahead and hit the select button. All right. So now we need to put our door opening in. How do we do that? We want to cut a hole in the wall. So we're going to use a rectangle tool to do that. So again, rectangle tool, we're going to click at that corner, release the mouse button, come down, click on the other corner diagonal from that, and we've just created a rectangle. Okay, doesn't look like much yet, but here's what's going to make the difference. Use our eraser tool from the toolbar. Come down here and hover right on that line. Let's go ahead and erase that. Now we've got a door opening. All right. One of the things we like to do in SketchUp is make things grouped so that our parts don't stick to the wrong spot. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and select all of that. We've got our select tool on, selected all that. We'll right click and we are going to make a group. Okay, we've just grouped that so other things won't stick to it. All right. This is a good spot to save. So what we're going to do, let's go up here, and on our menu in the upper left-hand corner, we are going to save this to your Google Drive. Now, I believe that Google SketchUp is smart enough that when you start working with it and you've logged into your Google account, on your high school or your school Google Drive, you should have already automatically made a SketchUp folder. So let's go up here, hit what I call the sandwich menu, click on that. We're going to go Save As. The name of this, we're going to call this bathroom underscore your initials. My initials are BK, and whatever hour you're in. If you're in 5th hour, you'd put 5. If you're 7th hour, you put 7. I'm going to put down 5. I'm going to just use 5th hour. So my initials are BK, and I'm in 5th hour, and this is my bathroom sketch. I hit OK. And where do we want to save that? Notice how my Google Drive is lit up. You may have to just organize this as you come in here so you can find that. Let's go to sort our options. Okay, so we have this option right here. We can sort our option. Let's go A to Z. Let's go ahead and we're going to categorize things or sort them by name. Now they're alphabetical. I can come down here. There's my SketchUp folder. And then you can go ahead and hit select. And I've just saved it, bathroom BK5. At this point, you can close, and then you're saved for next time you want to come back. That is the end of video number 1. You should have your walls made, your door opening made, and you should have this saved to your Google Drive in your SketchUp folder. All right, we'll see you next video.